I'm Jamie Shannon.
And I'm Chris Shannon. I'm 32 years old, and I've been a chef for 17 years and just had a career change, and I'm now working for an independent contractor at a refinery.
I'm 30 years old, and I have the crazy coolest job of being a high school teacher.
We met back about 10 years ago in a restaurant that we both worked at.
I walked in the first day and I saw Chris working, and I thought he was dead sexy. I couldn't even hardly work around him. Everybody I knew that I was totally flustered if he was within 10 feet of me, but unfortunately he had a girlfriend at the time.
I was pretty hot to trot for Jamie too, but I was seeing somebody else. And it was just a matter of time before we split up.
And I made it impossible for him to not date me. So shortly after that, we were together for about 3 years.
There were 3 wonderful years, and then it started to go downhill a little bit towards the end.
I think what happened was I realized that I was too young for something so serious, and I had a little bit of a freak out, and we broke up for 5 years.
5 years of separation between us.
And we had very little contact.
Except for whenever Jamie would kick down my door at, 3 in the morning. And she'd stay on the couch, and that was about it. Then I'd kick her out in the morning.
That happened about once a year for a couple of years, and then I got over it, and I lived my life. I dated a whole bunch of losers, and after my last relationship ended, I was 29 years old, and my mom, feeling sorry for me, asked, "What are you looking for in a man?" And I had an epiphany at that moment, and I realized that this entire time I was looking for a man just like the one I had 5 years before. So I called Chris that very day, waited for his phone call, and he never called back.
I was going to call her back. I don't know why, though. I don't know why I didn't.
So I called again. I wasn't going to let him slide this time. And he did call me back that time, and we went on a really awkward long walk. And what after that?
And then that night, I called you back, and
You said you were going to call me maybe in a couple weeks.
That's true.
He was trying to be Mr. Cool. I'll call you in a couple weeks.
I was playing hard to get.
Yeah, he called me like 5 hours later.
And it was 5 hours later, and we went out that night. And then it all just kind of meshed together. We just kind of picked up where we left off.
I think I was just a little more mature the second time around. Anyway, we dated for about 6 months before Chris proposed to me in Costa Rica with my entire family watching, which is a really wonderful moment. We were going to wait about 1.5 years to get married, we decided, but once again, that was just way too long, and so we were married 6 months later. About a year to the day that I called him, actually.
Yep. It's been pretty much a fairy tale since day one.
We've been married about 8 months, and it's been 8 wonderful months. I honestly truly believe that nobody else in the world would ever put up with my crap, so I feel extremely lucky to have found Chris. I have a tendency to be really controlling, and I like things my way, and I'm not real open to anybody else's ideas.
I've learned that that's the absolute best way to have a relationship, is always make sure that she has her way.
And it works out for both of us.
It works out. Luckily, we're very compatible, so it works perfectly.
So I was living in a 900 square foot condo with my 2 dogs and 2 cats and a one-eyed turtle. And Chris moved in. I basically told him to bring a backpack and leave all the rest of his crap. I didn't care where. I just didn't want it to come to my house. So he had to give up pretty much everything he owned to move in with me and my menagerie of animals.
I had a fully furnished 2-bedroom house. Every room, spare bedrooms, everything was fully furnished. Everything's gone. I had a yard sale and put an ad in the paper and sold it all. So now I just have clothes. Oh, and I wasn't even allowed to bring my toolbox. So she wants me to fix stuff at the condo, but all we have is a screwdriver
and a hammer.
And a ball-peen hammer.
I don't know what else you could possibly need. So we live together really well. He brings stuff home, and when he's gone at work the next day, I throw it all away. I just like my stuff, and I like it to be a certain way. And
I have nothing.
No, he puts up with it though.
It's great.
In about 2 weeks, we're moving into a house. We're really excited about that. We'll have more room, and I even let him get a toolbox. I'm not sure. So
moving into our house.
Oh yeah, our house.
We're buying.
Yeah. So why did you marry me?
Because I love you.
Why?
Why do I love you? Because I love everything about you. Why did you marry me?
Because you're gentle and kind and easygoing, and I have a really good time with you.
Okay.
So we've had pretty smooth sailing. We laugh a lot. We like games. We're very competitive. We used to love playing Trivial Pursuit until I threw the game away. And the reason I threw it away was because...
I won?
Yeah, but he cheated. And
no, I didn't.
It was our first, well, actually our last major fight. It was over a game of Trivial Pursuit.
About 5 months ago.
Right. And so we feel that the show Here Come the Newlyweds would be a perfect opportunity for us to team together and actually be competitive together rather than always going against one another. We're very competitive, if I didn't say that before.
And we don't cheat.
No. We're honest.
I'm not a cheater. I went by the rules.
I think sometimes
that she didn't know about.
If you love somebody, you bend the rules sometimes, and that just really pissed me off.
You can't always set all the rules in stone right when you start the game. This rule came into effect right when I was winning, and it just happened to work out.
So I'm very peculiar, and he puts up with me. But I think it was 2 months into being married, we got pregnant. And that was really exciting. We didn't necessarily plan to have it happen that quickly, but we were really excited about it. And in January, we had a miscarriage, which was a big bummer. Mm-hmm. It's a really hard thing. But what it did do for us is it made me realize that being married is probably the coolest thing on the entire world. I realized that I no longer had to go through anything alone.
Yep. That was definitely a hard time, and it's definitely made us strong. So.
Yeah, I feel it took us from being in a relationship to being married and being a unit. Mm-hmm. And I feel like we are a wonderful fit together. But we've decided to turn this into a positive thing and use this time to do really cool, fun things that we might not have done if we had been young parents. So we're doing things like applying to be on Here Come the Newlyweds, and I'm going on a mission trip to Haiti, and we're just going to do cool stuff. Maybe some road trips.
We're thinking about adopting. From Haiti someday.
I'm thinking about adopting. So we're really excited about our lives, and we feel that we're a perfect match for your show.
It would be our pleasure to be on your show.
Plus, we need the money. I'm a teacher, like I said, and we're broke. So thanks.
Money's good. Thank you.